Live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another immigration live session with Can Immigration. I hope you guys are having a good evening. I know you must have got the notification right now stating that how to find my no code, and today's live is just dedicated for all those people who are confused about what is my knock code, how can I find my knock code, what kind of knock code should I look into, will my knock code be eligible for PR, or can I apply for any other PNPs, any streams, everything. So thank you everyone for joining in to another evening session with Can Immigration. I hope you guys have been having a great week. I know it's such an amazing week for a lot of you guys. I know we've been getting messages from a lot of people stating that, hey guys, I got my invitation. I got invitation for this draw. We have so many people joining in. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Just gonna give 2 minutes for everyone to just hop in. By the time I can also invite Vishnu. It's good to have all of you guys joining in back. So today's topic of discussion, as we discuss and as over the posters and everything, we can find our knock code. I know a lot of people, especially ones with people working in social service worker, community. I think the ones with community service worker, all of those people have this confusion. Hey, Vishnu's here. Hi, Vishnu. How are you?
Great, man, great. I'm doing excellent. Hope everyone is doing the same. Everyone all set for the weekend. And
Yeah,
now we are here.
yeah, the winter weekend is pretty cool. I think everyone wants to just be at home, drink hot chocolate under the blanket, just to enjoy some time together. All right, we have a couple of people joining in. Thank you guys for joining in. We have Vishnu here. All right, today's topic of discussion, guys. Before we start, our topic of discussion is how to find your knock code. I know a lot of people, especially the ones who are in healthcare and people working with different sectors, are struggling. I think one of the major discussions or questions that we get is how do I find my knock code? Should I chat GPT it? Is my chat GPT knock code the same, or should I look into some other sources? Is there any like private website you guys consultants have where you can find the knock code? There's so many questions that we keep getting, but we were like, you know what, let's just have a session together to see how you determine the knock code, on what basis, what roles, responsibilities must be added into each one of them. We're gonna discuss everything one by one. Just wanna give a shout out to who all are there who joined us. Devika, hey Devika, Roshan. We have we have Vikas, we have Jitin. Hey guys, Vidya, Chiku, Simran. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining in. All right, before we go to the questions and before we discuss a lot more, guys, we have a chat box on the bottom right in your screen. There's a chat icon with a question mark in it. That is a chat box. You can put in your questions over there. We will answer your questions. Whichever questions are only in the chat box, please do not comment your question because it might be hard because there's so many comments that keep coming in. We might miss your question. So instead, if you feel like you have a question to ask about the knock code and how do I do it, how do I find it, what do you think about this knock code? Can I apply for some any particular stream and everything? Guys, put it in the chat box. Uh, we will definitely get into giving you the answers as soon as possible. All right, Vishnu, how's your weekend go? How's your weekend? What's your weekend plans for today before
And
we start?
after the recent draws, I don't think there will be a weekend or there will be a Christmas.
Oh
It's got to be
yeah,
pretty busy, man. Pretty busy. It's got to
and
be
then
a like it's supposed to be a vacation, but now the vacation is canceled for all the team member, including you at this point.
thanks,
So
guys.
yes, it's got to be crazy. But yeah, it's very good that like at last, at the end of the year, now I'm seeing a lot of happy faces where people start to understand that. Like if you are looking for a PR, changing the province, or just working in a like paying some employer, paying immigration is not a thing. There are some easy pathways like PNPs, even in Express Entry, if we can boost your CRS point, PR is possible. So yes, but again, like I said, like especially selection of this topic, today's live, it came from, let me tell you a background of it. So I have been recently seeing that people coming to me with the refusal cases,
Mm,
especially with the PNP. Because now in PNP, what's happening is the employer has to select the knock code. And mostly the employer also do the same thing what mostly the international students are doing. They just copy paste the no, like the title, ChatGPT or Google, and whatever the Google or ChatGPT say, they just paste the same knock code. And that is something lead to a refusal because if employer select a wrong knock code, still it is the PNP application which has to be assessed based upon what is exact knock code. And if it is not matching properly, there is a PNP refusal. That's one of the things. But second thing which I've noticed is recently, one of the case came to me last week where the person was working in office, like it's basically like an office admin kind of duties, but the person selected a knockout of HR because once
Mm.
again, the title was human resource manager. But when we are looking into the duties, it was falling under just the office admin category, that person who's calling, booking the appointment, and basic one. So I just felt that there are a disconnect of like international student understanding that how to select a proper knock code. And this is very important topic to be addressed because I don't want that people to be getting refusals just because of this minute thing, which we can literally able to clear in this today's life.
Got it. Perfect. All right. To all those who joined in right now, guys, make sure you put in your questions in the chat box, a chat icon with the question. I won't be able to read the questions in the comment section. So, Vishnu, well, let's go through a couple of questions and we'll get back into the thing. One of the question we have is from Shefal, who has Shefali, is what is my knock code for a recruitment manager?
Same thing. So let me just, no, before we start with the question and answer session, let me explain you what is a knock code and how to determine the knock code. Because people usually believe that if someone tells the
Is
name
it
of
a
the
job
title,
title? Yeah.
like people can able to find a knock code. But again, so for the same like you, there are a lot of international students who believe that. Like PSW, can you find identify the knock code? I'm working as a office administrator. I'm working as a customer services. I know that it's already tier 4. No, it's not like that whenever you're determining a knock code, so knock code based upon the National Occupancy Code, which is like it updated in every 5 years. So last update which came, it was in 2021. 2021. Okay. So in 2021, before it used to be like 4 digit, now it is 5 digit, where the first 2 digit is something which tells about the sector. The last digit, it depends upon like, okay, what's the knock code, what are the criteria, what are the management level the person is working. So when we say tier 4, it's basically can be determined with the second digit in that 5 digit knock code. So if it is like 32100 knock code, so it's basically tier 2, which is a second digit determine that what is the knock code or what tier the person is coming. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if someone is looking into a proper knock code, what is three things what you have to look into is one, the lead statement. The lead statement is something which you can able to identify when you Google any of the knock code. You see there just underneath the knock code description, like it's in very bold letter where it is written, this is a knock code. Underneath that, there will be one statement before the examples of the different title. There would be written a lead statement, which will say that where particularly the person has to work. So, for example, if we are selecting a knock code of cook, it has to be in a food industry. It can be that possible that a person working in long-term care center, in the long-term care center, the person is working as a cook. Possible because in long-term care center there is a the kitchen where the person is cooking. But now, for example, if there's an office and a person wanted to work as a cook, not possible. Same thing what we have noticed is similar to the McDonald's and other places where there's no cooking kind of a thing. But yes, fast food restaurant do come under the cook categories. But again, one, you need to look into the lead statement. Second thing, what you have to notice is the duties of it. So, for example, right now the Shifali just asked that HR role. You need to identify whether you are matching your again your duties. It's something different. What your employer is giving you on a letter, that letter duties has to match 90%, about 90, like I say 85 to 90% match with the duties under the particular knock code. So if someone is, like I said, I just told you, like one of the person who came to me recently with a refusal, the person selected a knock code of HR manager, whereas the person's duties all follow under the just office admin. So the second thing which you have to notice is the duties, it has to match with your reference letter, experience letter, or offer letter. The duties has to match around 85 to 90%. And third and most important thing is employment requirement. So the employment requirement is very important, specifically if you're going with a manager title. Because when you go with a manager title, there would be a requirement like, okay, you need to have a degree in a certain background, you need to have years of experience. So that you have to notice that whether that employment requirement is fulfilling or not. Because yeah, maybe like your employer is very happy with your work and you started working in a restaurant as a cook, but immediately he now moved to a manager title. But now when you look into the manager, it specifically asks that do you have a supervisory experience?
Yeah.
Because if it is not there, the CIC officer can have the suspicion that no, I don't believe that this person is really working as a manager in a restaurant, and he can refuse the application. And we have seen this recently, it is more, but it used to be in the past also. So any
Mm.
knock code to all the CAN family member, before you ask me that, okay, this is a title and what is a knock code, please look into one thing, that whether the reference letter duties are matching 85 to 90%. The lead statement, that where are you working in that particular place or the firm, this kind of a knock code will work or not. And third, the employment requirement. If you looked into these three things, then everything is good. You don't need to worry. That is a knock code which you are, and that's why. Even if someone is not signed up with me or someone signed up with me, when they say that, sir, I'm working in this knock code, can you tell me which is a knock code? Again, when your title
Mhm.
is good, but to comment on a knock code, I need to see the letter. And that is the most important thing, that your letter with a job description, the background, your salary, everything I have to see to identify that whether in that particular firm, that particular knock code will work or not. So it's a process. It's not just like someone is saying me the title and I can identify the knock code. It's a very wrong way to identify the knock code.
Hmm. Okay, all right. That is pretty knowledgeable. I mean, because when you say about the even with people like who work in administrative options, like there are people who work in like hospitals who work in the administrative this thing, and they ask like, "Hey, because I work in a hospital, can I apply for a
Yeah.
healthcare job?" You know?
It's coming. It's very common. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially the in healthcare, the person working as a housekeeping or working as a cook in a like a food sector or in a kitchen. Most of the individuals comes and say me, sir, because I'm working in long-term care, as my knock code is falling under the healthcare. No, because in healthcare sector, they have already disclosed what all knock codes are there, and specifically only those knock codes are coming under the health sector. Other than that, if you are working in office or you're working in kitchen, unfortunately, that is a food sector or a office sector white collar job, not coming under the health category.
Hmm. Okay. All right. We have a question. Matai Chindisanthi is which one is better knock 44101 or 3320 as
Okay,
I'm eligible just as it I want to get eligible just for the targeted base draw.
okay. So Matai, hi, bro. So definitely, I would vote for 33201. Oh, it's a 33201 and 33102. I believe it's 33102.
It's 102, right? Yeah.
Matai, you first need to know that, man. Okay, so Matai, for you, definitely I will vote for 33102. Literally, you confused me. So, so 33102 is something which I vote for because, again, let me tell you why I'm saying. In 2024, if you're looking into when the version one of the category-based express entry draw was there was no 42201. The 42201 was included in the health sector in the version 2, which is a 2025. We don't know about the version 3. But
Mm,
the common difference between the 42201 and the 33102 is 33102 is a direct care where you are taking care of the like a person's personal hygiene, bed making, you are dispensing medication to a blister pack, you are taking vital signs, you are recording, reporting, you are doing inventory management. Again, it's like direct care with the client, whereas the 42201 it goes under the social service worker, where taking care of their behavior or a like it's more like indirect care to the client where you're not giving direct like helping in feeding or bathing or a fee like a sample change or diaper change, those kind of thing. 42201 is more about the psychological social worker kind of a duties. So Matai, if you're saying that which is the best knock code, definitely 33102 is the best one just because it's a direct care. And definitely like registered nurse doctor, the PSW 33102 is always important in a healthcare sector, whereas a 42201 it's more about the behavioral sector, social service kind of thing. It has its own positive and negatives, but like I see recently the draws which is coming under the Ontario under the international student and foreign worker, people, those who are working under the knock code of 33102 are getting invitations. Some of the draws was there where the 42201 knock code has not received any invitation. So it make it clear that 33102 is having a more weightage than 42201.
Hmm.
Matai, all the best. If you got an answer, do like or give some reaction so that we know that we are giving you the answer. Matai,
Okay. Janvi's question is no code for physiotherapy assistant. Which stream to target for from Ontario with just 1 year of experience?
okay, the physiotherapy assistant, again, depend upon Janvi. It totally depends upon your background. That if you can able to get a proper duties and you have a degree back home and you are on a good score, definitely physiotherapy assistant is good one. But if your employer is good, you can even go under 33109 knock code, which is a ambulatory something kind of there. But again, 33109, you can look into it. So again, duties has to be matched. So physiotherapy assistant and this one, 33109, it's a two different knock code based upon the duties. But once again, depending upon your profile, a good qualified legal immigration consultant lawyer can able to advise you what all options you have. But it's something not just based upon the knock code, because let me tell you why I'm saying that. Okay. So a lot of people are there who say that, okay, if I do the PSW course, I will get my PR. What if I
Mm.
say you do PSW course, you do ECA course, you do welding course or any course, still you will not get a PR if you don't meet the CRS point. So let's take example, two friends, one friend who came after degree and his score is only like 6,666, but he have a 1 year of experience from back home as an accounting. After coming to Canada, he did a 2 year program in business or something, but he got a 1 year of Canadian work experience under the PSW category. Now, with his degree, 2 year of studies here, back home 1 year of experience, and 1 year of experience inside Canada, even with individual six, he might be sitting around 460 points. Same time, his best friend is there or roommate is there who have a degree but no experience from back home, have a 1 year of experience under PSW, and have a same kind of a score, IELTS score. Guess what? The first person must have received the invitation when the draw was happened on 462 points. Whereas the same kind of profile where the person is not having foreign work experience with individual six, he might be sitting around 430 points. And as everyone know, in healthcare sector, the lowest draw for this year was 462. So it's not just about that, okay, you're not good. It's more about how much is your CRS point and what is the background and do you have an employer support. This all thing depends and is a movable factor which makes sure that you will get a PR in 2025, 2026, or you have to wait.
Okay, Vishnu, I think a lot of people, everyone's question, I think, is mainly about PSW. Like when I'm just scrolling through all the questions, there is a Hardi Soni. I think you can sum up most of these questions. Is working as a PSW for a year. What is the best possible for getting a PR? And another PSW question I have is that with the knock code 60020, would my wife be eligible for? Oh wait, sorry. I thought that was PS. No.
I'm
Does
studying as a PSW right now,
no.
working in a
Does 33102 require a PSW certificate if I don't have a healthcare educational background?
good question. Let's answer that. That's a really good question. Okay. So I'm really like I wanted to explain this thing to a lot of international students who are spending their thousands of dollars behind doing a courses like this, like PSW courses, ECE courses. Let me tell you one thing. If you Google 33102, if someone is in front of computer or you have a other platform like other device with you, please open 33102. 33102 NOC code. If you Google, you will see the first link, which would be saying Start Canada. Click on that. When you open it, again, like I said, lead statement is important. Duties are important. So those two things you can able to match it with your experience letter. Going to third part, employment requirement. And if you see there carefully, it will very clearly mention that whole sentence. So let me just read it so that I will be also, I can literally able to quote it.
Guys, in the meantime, when Vishnu is taking up, guys, if you are someone who's wanting to ask a question, guys, this is a question answer session. Put in your questions in the chat box. Don't put it in the comments. I might miss it out because of so many comments and people joining in. I might even lose your question. So make sure you put in your questions. If you have already put it in, don't have to spam it. We'll get to you. All right, I
Okay.
think he's got it. Let's go.
So now 33102, everyone, just go to the employment requirement part. The first sentence which say that some secondary school education and on-job training or a personal support worker. So now when it say or, it's basically like, okay, either you need to have this or you need to have that. Okay. So the first condition is that if you're working under 33102, let me make it very clear. You don't need any certification. You don't need any background. You don't need any kind of education requirement or anything. If employer hires you, and even if you are from a IT background, you never worked in healthcare, but now you started working in a healthcare sector where employer gave you the opportunity to work, that is more than enough. There is no requirement of having a certification or any kind of a training kind of a course. The reason, let me make it clear, in employment requirement, the first sentence which very clearly says that some secondary school education. Definitely, anyone coming to Canada will have a secondary school education and on-job training. That means when you are training, when you are on probationary period, that period is more than enough to make you qualify under the 33102 knock code. And the same thing is there with the 42201. And let me tell you one more thing. I have hundreds of approval under the SNOC code of 42201 where people don't even have any kind of certification, background education, or background experience. They came here. It was during the COVID time, and after the COVID, when people got easy job in a PSW, and it was a very good remuneration there. So they have got, and later on they got the PR also. But as far as the employment requirement, as per the CIC, you don't need any kind of certification, which I just explained you. Like it's very clearly mentioned, secondary school education and the odd job training is more than enough. If not, or it's a or, you can have a personal support worker, a nursing aid, or a healthcare aid college from a private institute and program, or you need to have a college nursing ordinary program. So if someone is nurse, they can directly work. Otherwise, they can have a certification. But even if you're getting an on-job training and your employer hired you, that is more than enough to qualify you under 33102. Same like this, there are 42201 also. You can read that employment requirement. You don't need a certification. And same thing with ECE, Early Childhood Care Assistant knock code, where the knock code is having two titles. One is the registered ECE, and second one is the ECE assistant. Even if someone is from IT background, have no experience in childcare or no education, no certification, still, if you qualify, you got a reference and you got a job under YMCA or any daycare facility, and your employer is ready to give you a knock code of early childhood care assistant, like I said, I have more than 50, 60 approvals under that particular knock code where person do not even have any kind of education background or experience background. This rumors is created by a lot of immigration firm, unfortunately, but also the education institute which are getting closed down. So private institute colleges, they are literally making this bubble that you have to study, then only you will get a job. But look into your surrounding, go outside the city. There are employers who are not getting employees to work there. And if you get that kind of employer, you literally you can go start working, ask them to give you a letter as a 33102 duties, and good to go. You will get a PR under the health category without spending a single dollar and saving you a lot of time and money what you are about to spend behind this PSW course.
Hmm. Okay. All right. I think one of the, and what I've even found one more interesting question is something even I struggle with because I think a lot of people also come under IT and like if you guys work in IT, the hardest part is finding a knockout because the 22222 cell and 22 all for 22221 22220 all of them look the same, and Mike is like, how do I find this question, like how do I find which one comes in under this one? So even I think Nivedita's question is, my job title is senior data engineer, but my work is related to database administrator role. My roles and responsibilities are similar to database administrator. Will there be an issue with the job title?
Again, you need to, Nivedita, hi there, first of all. Hi. So you need to select the knock code based upon your duties. Ignore what your employer is calling you. Let me give you a small example, okay? Your employer can call you team member, your employer can call you manager, supervisor, data analyst, IT, software engineer, anything. Doesn't matter. What job you are doing, that technically determines that which knock code you are in. So if you wanted to select the right knock code, like I said, lead statement, then the duties has to match around 80, 85 to 90% more than that. It has to match the duties and you need to match the employment requirement. If you are matching these three things, That is the knock code which you should go, Nivedita. Other than that, don't just rely on ChatGPT. A humble request to all the Can family member that you guys are trusting ChatGPT more than your own skills. That's not good. ChatGPT is like a baby. Whatever you ask, it will just give you based upon the search engine what people have researched on it. And think about a lot of people who are doing this kind of not code search. Those are same like you, international student or Can family, who have limited information. And please reach to any legal immigration consultant or lawyer, show them your letter. And it's very important that before you even create your express entry profile or PNP profile, you should get evaluated your experience letter, or otherwise, you can even do by yourself if you are matching the lead statement, duties, and the employment requirement. That is the knock code which you should select for. All the best.
All right, we
Nivedita, if you
have
got an answer, reactions.
yep, like, and we have another good question from Kushi. What percentage does my job duties have to match with a specific knock code? My job
85 to
due
90%.
my job duties are matching partially with tier 4 code as well as tier 2 code.
No, it's not possible. So now, Kushi, it's very important to understand that whenever you're looking into a letter, you need to ask your employer to give you an experience letter. And if you wanted to go under tier two, you need to match around, like if say there is seven duties, around five duties has to go under the tier two. The rest of the duties can be basic, that's fine. But like I said, soul has to be under the tier two knock code. And if it is, then it's good. Otherwise, you're taking a big risk. And right now, the PNP refusals are increasing day by day just because of the silly mistake that before, if you go to an immigration consultant lawyer, they're supposed to fill the OINP form. They used to put an offer letter. So they used to do a lot of a thing. But right now, what I'm noticing is because employer is doing a job offer ID, employer is doing rest all thing, and employer is uploading the job offer letter also in their portal. Yes, it is saving you a lot of time. You may not need any immigration consultant lawyer, but that leads to a lot of refusals because once again, when being an immigrant, you don't have a good knowledge. How can you expect that a Canadian who has no understanding about the immigration or they don't have a proper understanding about the knock code will find a proper NOC code? So please, it's your responsibility because it is your file. Do not just blindly trust that if someone say that, yeah, Googled it and I find this knock code, you should be careful.
Hmm, okay. To go another question. So my question is that I have a total of 5 months experience in Knockcode retail sales supervisor and 7 months as security supervisor Knockcode. Can I consider them as together for 1 year of Canadian experience?
What's the name?
Momula,
Hi, Mumla.
because
Definitely. Under the Express entry, you can able to mix and match different knock codes, which is under tier 0, 1, 2, 3, under different employer, different province, doesn't matter. If you are mix two knock codes, two different under two different employer, and that brings you around 1,560 hours, more than enough. You are qualified under the CEC. All the best.
all right, guys. If you guys are getting your answers, make sure you like or let us know in the comments. Let us know. Thumbs up will also do. We hope we're able to get answers to most of your questions. All right. To another question: how many years of experience I need to apply for the NOC code of 600260020 retail and wholesale trade manager, or is it or is there any better for retail assistant store manager?
Okay, now again, depends upon your profile. So what's your name? Sorry.
Haps.
Hi, Haps. Guys, please, one thing we forgot to tell you in the starting of this live, when you're asking your question, I really don't like to call you Haps. So please put your name and then put your question. So that definitely I'd like to address with your name. So please, if you have still putting your questions, put your name and then put your questions, please. Thank you. So coming back to your question, so how many years of experience needed? So technically, in the 60020, it says that several years of retail and wholesales experience at increasing level of responsibility are usually required. So now the point is, if someone even have a 1 year of experience as a supervisor, yes, you can now go as a manager. But now, one of the things which you look into is a university degree or a college diploma in business management or other field related to the product or service being sold may be required. So once again, if you are the person who did health care and management kind of a program. Okay. So you came after 12th. Let me give you a scenario. Okay. A person who came after 12th did a healthcare management program. The person worked as a food service for just 2 months, and now the person wanted to submit a spousal open work permit, and then directly you're asking your employer to make a manager. You need to be very careful. I have seen refusals where people without the experience or without the education background directly get into a manager title. So, whenever you're selecting a manager title or skilled kind of a title, you always need to look into that. It's your responsibility to justify that particular knock code and particular duties are something which you can able to perform. Without an experience becoming a manager, it's risky always. And yes, I'm seeing refusal on a spousal open work permit when certain scenarios goes without an experience. So be very
Mm.
careful.
Mm. Okay. To most people, Vishnu, like everyone's question, I think even when they do call us on during office hours, is working in as a PSW. If my employer is asking me like, or if I have to like even apply for like people cases where they have to apply for spousal open work permit and everything, how would I know what knock code do I come under?
Again, you need to do your research. That's why you guys are international student, because you guys know how to do research. So one thing, whenever you're selecting, like, okay, so first step, okay, let me just break it down. Okay, so if anyone who wanted to identify the knock code, the first thing you have to do is you need to contact your employer and ask for the reference letter with duties on it, because most of the employer do provide with the duties, but some of the employer may not able to provide it. So you need to ask offer letter or experience letter with duties on it. Usually a Canadian format do include the full name as per the passport, your wage, your start date, end date, or still working, number of hours you're working, and duties. If you get that letter, then you have to take that letter with you. You need to sit in front of a computer. You need to copy paste the duties first. The letter on the letter, what you have received. Okay. Then you need to look into what may be the knock code which may very come closer to the work which you perform based upon the letter given by your employer. So if you identify that, okay, I'm working as an office admin kind of a thing, receptionist. Okay, let's go into the office administrator duties. You need to copy paste that knock code. And now you need to match with, as per the knock code, these are the duties, and I am performing these duties. How much percentage is matching? Now, when you identify one of the knock code and when you're looking into your experience letter and you know that, okay, this is somewhat it's matching. Now, at this point, you can able to use ChatGPT, because you have a raw material which you are going to give it to the ChatGPT to ask a right question that, okay, ChatGPT, let me know how much percentage my duties are matching with this knock code, which duties you already copy pasted. Never ask that, copy paste your duties and say that ChatGPT find the knock code. You will never get a right answer. So please copy paste the duties from the knock code, copy paste the duties from your experience letter, and then let ChatGPT match it. It will tell you how much percentage it is matching. And depending upon that, if you're getting a more than 85, 90 percentage, then it is good. But please, like I told you before also, don't just rely on ChatGPT and just putting your duties there and saying that find my knock code. Even in my team, there was one person who initially started to do that. And literally now the person started to do by himself because he got a two-time warning. Third time there is no warning in can immigration also. So please avoid that thing.
All right. Guys, don't look at me. I'm not the one. Don't look at me.
No, he don't do documentation.
Don't look at me, guys. All right, let's go. Okay. We have a question from Amala. What if my job responsibilities fall under knock two code? One in tier one and another in tier three, and applying in only express entry. Doesn't matter which one I select, or can I combine with the educational qualifications which one to determine?
Amla, definitely you should look into which is the knock code which you're closely resembling to as per your duties and are based upon your education qualification and the lead statement. And that should be your knock code. In express entry, it doesn't matter. Even someone working as a cook, manager, CEO, IT, doctor, doesn't matter. In express entry, you all get the same point under CEC. Yeah, if it is under the category-based express entry draw or PNP, yeah, knock code makes a huge difference. But in express entry, usually same points for any tier 0, 1, 2, 3. But yes, you have to select one of the knock code which is matching most of the duties so that your application will not be refused. Because yes, in express entry also, I have seen refusals recently. The CIC officer say that as per the duties, I don't believe you're performing the proper duties as per the knock code. So be very careful when you select a knock code.
Okay, we have a good question from George Francis. It says, let's assume I have 6 months of experience in knock code 33102, but currently I'm not working in that code. I'm working in IT field. Will that be a problem?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Sorry. Can you repeat once again?
So George Francis' question is, let's assume I have 6 months of experience in knock 33102, but
Mhm.
currently I'm not working in that code. I am working in an IT field. Will that be a problem?
No, that's totally fine. You can work wherever you want. There's no requirement that you have to work in a same knock code when you apply for the PR. You can even change the knock code in Express Entry, doesn't matter. Even if you're going under the category-based Express Entry drop, once again, there's no requirement like that. You can literally able to still qualified under the healthcare drop if your previous experience under 33102 is within 3 years and you have a complete 6 months of experience.
Perfecto, 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 guys. I'm still seeing no likes. Guys, let us know in the likes. Put up a heart. Let us know a thumbs up so we can. I can tell Vishnu that we can keep going. All right, we have a question from Arya. As a work permit holder, wait, wait, sorry about that. I didn't. Guys, today's questions all about knock code because there was a lot of people who's reaching out to us, so that's why we want to just consider those questions. If you have anything out of the topic, we will try our best to get into it. But for now, we're just gonna focus on these. So the question is 433-102 or 42201.
Voice gone.
I'm sorry, Vishnu. All right, which one is better for Express Entry? Any chances that they could take 42201 out next year? What is your gut feeling, Meena?
Again, I mean, no one knows about it. So I would say it's better to keep on working with one of the knock code, at least whatever you're getting. Because, like I said, we have put a video saying that, okay, the cook and the pharmacy technician may go. And I've seen a lot of students was then seriously concerned about it that, okay, no, I'm already working as a cook. So what I will do? Still, the express entry CRS point, the maximum it will go, it's better. But again, anything happen next year because of version 3, when it will come, there will be a reshuffling of knock code. Even I don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, as per the previously, the data which is there, 2024, there was no 42201. In 2025, the 42201 came. So if you have an option to select between 33102 and 42201, I would vote for 33102 based upon that it was already there been 2 years, same in healthcare. Plus, like nurses, doctor, the PSW is one of the most important. It's a one-to-one direct care kind of a professional. So I vote more for 33102. That's only I can say. But if you're getting 42201, let's hope that what I'm saying should come wrong. There should be more draws under 42201. I really wish that for every can family member.
All right, Vishnu, I have a question. For most of the knock codes, like example like PSW and everything, everyone's question is, should I have some sort of like a background experience in it? What if I don't have that kind of experience? Can I still apply? Like it probably like ECA or PSW programs like that.
You don't need any kind of experience or education for working under this particular knock code of 33102, 42201, and also as an early childhood care assistant. However, to get a job in a reputed long-term care center or institution, definitely employer will not hire a person who don't even know what is the basics. So for that, yes, people do the certification or have some kind of a training. But once again, if you look into outside city areas or if employers really need, they will hire anyone. And that's something you should look for, that most of the people don't wanted to leave the city. Yeah, they are ready to move the province, but they are not ready to move the city because of their convenience. So please try to look for a job. So for example, in Ontario itself, there in Peterborough area, there are a lot of agencies which still hiring individuals without a proper certification. So they just
Mm,
need a person to go and work because they are giving a training. Once they hire you, they will give you training. Simple. You need to find those kind of employees. There are a lot of group homes where people work without any certification or anything. Just it's difficult to find it, yes, because most of the people wanted that the employer don't want to take a risk that, okay, a person who never worked with an healthcare sector, center, how the person will perform. But I have my clients who have no experience back home, but they are working in group home. They work through an agency, and now they all are PR. So it's all like marketing, especially by the colleges, institutions, which are wanted to make the money out of you. But once again, your employer will ask you for a certification. If it is a reputed employer, they don't want to take a legal liability. So anything is possible, but immigration wise, no certification, no education, no experience needed.
Okay, all right. I think the next question I think is very much similar to Knockwood, but is also to do with hours. Is it okay if my employment letter for the organization contains completion of 1560 hours, as I'm currently working full-time hours in PSW job, but I don't hold a permanent line. And we have another question is that I'm working 25 to 35 hours per week, but it says casual. Will that be a problem when I'm applying for PR?
What's the name?
Uh, this is Ashish, no, Anishma, and we have another question sorry guys, Shweta.
Okay. Hi, Anishma, and hi, Shweta. When you're looking into
Asta.
Asta,
Yeah,
hey, Asta, hi, Anishma. Right. Okay.
Asta. It's just Asta. Let's go.
Oh, Asta. Okay. So Asta, and the second person name?
Anish, the second person is
Anish. Okay.
Anish.
Anish and Asta. So what you have to look into is in express entry, if it is in a category-based express entry, raw, human capital priority swim PNP or CEC or FSW, it doesn't matter that whether your title is full-time, part-time, casual, doesn't matter. If you are working for more than 30 hours per week, as per the immigration, it's a full-time job. Only the full-time permanent title is required when you are applying for a PNP, uh, like non-express entry based PNP. For example, in Ontario, if you're talking about international student job offer stream, foreign worker job offer stream, in demand stream. If you're talking about the Nova Scotia, there's a skilled trade worker stream, skilled stream, semi-skilled stream, in demand stream. Those are the streams where you need to have a full-time permanent job with more than 30 hours per week. But when you're looking at express entry, even it is casual, part-time, on-call, contract, doesn't matter. You worked
Mhm.
for 30 hours per week or even less than 30 hours per week, still you contribute towards the number of hours. You may need to work 1 or 2 months extra if you're working for less than 30 hours. But if you're working on an average more than 30 hours, 1 year, you're good to go with an express entry or category based draw. You will get a PR. All the best.
Also, one more question is that do some people even working in PSW positions, do they need to have a certificate for that?
No,
Not even like to do any 6 months program or something, right?
no. So that, like I said, employer may ask you that because now the employer don't want to hire a person who have zero experience. But
Mm.
again, those are the big employers who have a lot of people who are applying for it. But if you go with an employment, like I said, in COVID time, there was hundreds of international students used to be there who used to work in PSW through an agency in long-term care center because there was a need
Mm.
right now. So if you go and work anywhere you want, if the employer needs you, just on-job training is more than enough. You don't need a certification, but it's difficult to get without certification a job nowadays just because there are so much of competition.
Mm. Got it. I have another question. This is a good question from Roshan. Is it can I combine 6 months of experience on 62020 and 33102 for 6 months and to be eligible for express entry?
Yes. So Roshan, you are so worked as a cook, right? No, 60020, right?
Yeah.
Supervisor, right? 60020, he said
62020, yeah.
60020.
62020.
What is that now for?
It's for food service
Yeah, food
supervisor.
service supervisor. Done. Yeah. So Roshan, right now, yes, you're qualified under the CEC, but also at the same time, you're also qualified under the healthcare category-based express entry draw because in that 1 year of experience, you do have a 6 months of experience under the 33102. So you're supposed to be creating your profile without any delay, and you try to boost your CRS point as much as you can so that you can get an invitation in upcoming healthcare draw. All the best.
Perfect. The Chronicles of Us. Can you put up your name? I find like your question is pretty interesting, but let put in your names. We'll put up your question after this. Alrighty. Vishnu, another question. Joel, hi. I'm currently working as a disability support worker. Respite. Can I go with the 444201 knock code for that?
Hey, what's the name?
Noel.
Hi, Noel. So definitely you can. You can go again, depending upon your duties, you need to identify the knock code. And if the knock code is coming under 42201, definitely you are qualified under the healthcare sector. You may be getting your invitation very soon. But like I said, always look into what is the knock code based upon the lead statement, the duties 85 to 90% match. And the last thing is your employment requirement. These three things, if it's good, your employer is giving a letter, you definitely can go under the express entry healthcare based job. All the best.
All right. Question from Rida is, hey, I graduated from BBA Finance and working as a junior accountant. My knock code is 11100, financial auditor and accountant, but I'm not too sure since it's a junior role. Is the knock code based on the job position or is it something better? I know we already addressed this answer before, but I think there's a lot of people joining in us now as well. Maybe you could just refresh them for a second.
Okay, so what's the name?
Her name is Frida. I think I missed the question. Where's the question? Where's the question?
Rida. Rida.
Rida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi Rida. So your knock code, junior accountant title. Yes, you may able to go under the 11100, but once again, it is an accountant knock code. So accountant knock code, usually it need a license, it may need to go under the certification kind of a thing. Again, you need to look into it. But please, whichever knock code you are gonna select, kindly look into the lead statement that okay, which is the firm you can able to work, which basically you can see below the bold letter when you open the knock code. Second, you need to look into the duties which is matching towards the duties what your employer is going to provide you on an employment letter. And third, the employment requirement. If these three things match, then yes, you are, that is your knock code. But look into little carefully because I don't think you may be coming in a 00000 knock code. But once again, it is possible if you have a previous experience, you have a proper certification, definitely possible. But please look into the knock code details to get a proper answer. All the best.
All right. We have another question. Is For Prince Edward Island PNP skilled worker stream 33102, do we need any offer letter at the time of applying or maybe after the invitation? I do have 2 years of experience in the last 5 years, so can I apply right now?
Yes. So what's the name?
Her name is, good
Jam.
question, Jam.
Yeah.
James, I think
Hi,
some
Jam.
A James. It's the first name James.
Okay, guys, if you guys are joining, please put your name and then put your question. We really don't like to call you A James. Just we want to respect you with a proper name. So, okay, so Prince Edward Island. So, yes, so job offer letter is something which is compulsory if you're going with a non-express entry based PNP. However, if your employer is not ready to give you a updated job offer letter, that's totally fine. On an experience letter, you can able to get a signature of you and your employer together. Your employer will definitely sign. You can also sign on it. That's considered as an offer letter, which will be saying that from that time till today you're working. But again, uh, you need to look into that which stream of the PNP you're looking for. If that PNP is open, definitely you are eligible to apply for a PR and you will be getting a PR also through PNP. All the best. I
All
am
right.
James.
And Drisha is a question. I'm working as a care support assistant in a long-term care, 33102, except personal care, bathing and toileting of these assistants. Do I still come under 33102?
Again, Dusha, you need to look into the duties. You again, if you're not doing all the duties, like you're not doing a personal care, technically that may go under a 44101 knock code. Because in long-term care center, it's very common that either you are just working as a cleaning staff or a support staff, or you're working as a personal support worker. Because if you are doing a personal support, then you must be doing the toilet training, dressing help, or like bed making, helping in bathing. Those kind of things are mandatory thing. But if not, then you might be going under the 444101 knock code, which may be matching with the duties what you're saying to me. But again, I would like to say look into your duties, open the chat GPT, copy paste the 33102 and your duties, look into how much percentage is matching. Otherwise, look into a knock code of 44101. That should be the one you might be going if you're not doing a personal direct care.
Hmm.
All the
Okay.
best.
Vishnu, is there any like for 33102, is it a issue that if they apply for the express entry, can they apply for PNP as well together?
Yeah, yeah. I have a client who applied under three streams at the same time. So she was a RPN. So she applied for an international student job offer stream. Then she also applied under the foreign worker job offer stream. And she is also applying under the express entry. And right now, she already received the PNP nomination under the RPN title under the international student job offer stream. She received the invitation for both foreign worker as well as the international student in the month of January or February sometime. We declined her foreign worker job offer stream and we submitted for an international student job offer stream. She got an approval in September, and in October month she received an invitation through express entry. And now we are not even going with a PNP, we are going with an express entry at this point. So yeah, if again knock code is same, you don't need to worry. You can go with the multiple streams. Just one PR application, even though you are applying under express entry, PNP doesn't matter. PR application only has to be one.
All right, Joel, I hope that answers your question. I mean,
Sure.
I just asked that question randomly, but I'm just going through and I saw Joel ask the exact same question. All right, perfect. So we have, let's go to Albin. Working in extended care as PSW comes under which knock code? I think the answer is pretty much the same, but you can just give.
Yes. So, Alvin, it depends upon your duties, man. I need to see your experience letter. I need to see a detail of it. But again, if you want to do it, like I said, just rewind the live from start. If you can see, I am giving a very clear explanation that your duties determine your knock code, not the title.
All right. If I'm hi, my Devika. I'm working as an independent living assistant. Knock 44101. Which program is better in PR?
Definitely, express entry is best if your CRS point is more than 460, 470 as
Wait,
of
her
today.
knock is 44101, right?
44101. It's an in-demand stream. So in-demand stream PNP, that is something which can get you the PR, where your employer has to support you. You need to have a 9 months of experience and median wage. If it is anywhere across Ontario this year, most of the people working under this knock code under this particular stream of in-demand must have already received the invitation.
Okay, Wish has a question. With 2 years of experience, Canadian work experience, and CLB 9. Wait, my bad. Okay. Hi, my name is Pushti. I have a concern. Can I apply for under 33102 if I work in a long-term care as a certified recreational aide, and do I have to be ready with my docs in prior? 33109. Which now got
Yeah,
3310?
33109. Yeah, that's an ambulatory something is there. But yeah, so yes, I wonder if I work in long-term care. Yes, definitely. Pushti, so yes, you can be ready with your experience letter, but again, it all depends upon your CRS point. Try to get the maximum CRS point you can. You will be getting a chance to apply under the healthcare sector very soon if the draw comes. All the best.
Hmm, nice. Okay, because I'm trying to type 33109 and it's showing me all bearing numbers and all.
Yeah, no, 33109 is a very generic kind of a knock code. It has a different titles under that. So
Hmm.
33109 is a good one.
All right.
We had a lot of people who got a PR under this knock code.
Under this one?
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Pretty cool. All right.
it's a hidden gem in the knock code.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go. Karthik has a question. I have 3 years of experience in 60020, and then if I get an experience of 6 months under knock 33102 from India, will I be eligible for healthcare draw?
Yes, you can. But again, now, if you're going in India, then you need to have a complete 1 year of experience there to gain the points. If you have a 6 months of experience in Canada, that is coming under CEC. And if you have a 6 months of experience from India, that's going under FSW. Both are two different streams. You need to have a complete 1 year of experience to get extra point under the express entry.
Got it. Roshan's good question. Is 33102 better with express entry or PNP Nova Scotia if we don't have any foreign experience?
Roshan, both are good. but you have a better chance. Faster, you will be getting invitation through Nova Scotia PNP, but the faster PR you will be getting through Express Entry, depending upon your Express Entry score. All the best, Roshan.
All right, everybody, guys. If you have any questions, don't put it in the comment section, please. I might skip it out. I might not be able to see all the comments. Just put it in the chat box. It's gonna be at the bottom. We are here at the last how many minutes? 15, 20 minutes.
10
And we
minutes.
15, 20 minutes. All right,
10
let's go.
minutes.
10 minutes? Oh, 10 minutes. Okay.
At 8 o'clock, I have an next appointment.
Okay, let's go. Then we'll make it quick. Yadu Krishnan. Hi, I worked under NOC 44101 and filed for non New Brunswick non-express entry pre-NP and file is under processing. Is it possible to file for express entry under the NOC 33102 at the same time after 1 year of experience?
Yes, Yadu, you can do that. It's totally fine. If it's the same knock code, then yes, you can able to go through two different streams of PNP and Express and stream time. That's not a big deal. But once you get a PNP nomination approved, you just need to go through one PR application. That's
But
all.
what if it's two different knockers? Because this thing is non New Brunswick non-express entry is 44101 and he's planning to apply for 33102 for express
No, it
entry.
has to be on the same one knock code, because if you go with the two knock code, basically you are misrepresenting yourself. When you go with the PR application, the CIC will refuse your application and may put up misrepresentation. There is a very thin line of misrepresentation there. Better you seek any advice from an immigration consultant, lawyer. You can call us. We can able to evaluate your profile to guide you better. But again, if you are going under 33102, why don't you go with the same knock code under the New Brunswick PNP too? Think about, maybe some other stream might be there, but again, I need to have more information, Yadu, to give you a better answer. All the best.
All right, Vishnu, for the beginners, let's go ground base, right? Who has zero idea about what these numbers are? I know the second number determines which tier it is, but let's say one, like tier zero, is mainly for managers and everything. So, do you know how can I, like someone who's new to this whole concept of knock code, like understand, okay, at least which number should I be looking my responsibilities into?
Yeah, didn't get. So can you please
Okay,
repeat
I'll
your
give you an
question?
example. Like, okay, now if I'm working as a example, if I know that okay, I'm working as a PSW, then I'm going to come under 33102 or 4410, those kind of knock codes. But now if I have a job title which is pretty like I have zero idea how to find it out. Like if I'm working, like I think I'm looking into one of the questions is from. I can't find another question, but he said he's working as a as a physiotherapist, and he's working in a care center or something like that. So how do he find out? Okay, which one does it come under physiotherapy? Like if he's is someone who's looking into this whole aspect of Knockwood as a from a new perspective, as a new
Good
person.
question. Good question. So now, very simple thing. If someone is working as a physiotherapist, there is only one knock code.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need to look into anything. You just need to look into physiotherapy knock code. That is the only knock code because it's a regulatory profession.
Okay.
Confusion comes when someone is working in office setting or in a restaurant setting, and the person is doing some job, but the employer is giving some other knock codes and other duties. So now, the first thing what the person can do is just use the common sense to understand which might be one of the knock code where the person, what's a knock code like in general, what would be the job title?
Mm.
Okay, don't go with that. Okay, if your employer say that okay, you are working as supervisor, but he call you manager. No, it
Mm.
is supervisory job only.
Okay.
Okay, but at the same time, if you can able to look into one of the knock code and you see that yeah, this is somewhere coming under the reception kind of a thing, then you can able to look into knock code like office admin, office manager, receptionist, and then you can able to match the duties with your letter with the knock codes. But at least first you need to have a basic understanding about where we are a little bit close to which knock code or which title.
Mm.
Because if this is, for example, it's a team member in team model,
Mm.
you don't need to look too much because it is coming under the basic like server or cashier. But there are some team members which do some supervisory jobs. So like supervision, training, uh, recording, reporting, conflict resolution. Even if it's a team member, the person who performing extra activities of supervisors that go as a full service supervisor. So for me,
Mm.
it's easy to tell like this. But like I said, if someone is new, you need to do some research with Google, ChatGPT first of all, And whenever you get one of the knock code, Google that knock code, copy the duties, match with the duties, and if it is more than 90%, then you can start looking into the employment requirement, and then you can able to confirm whether that is a particular knock code which is gonna work with your immigration or not.
Okay. All right. Okay. A Kumar. A Kumar, I wish I had your name to ask you a question, but here's the question is, can I? Hi, my name is Anil. I'm a little confused about assistant store manager in Dolrama. Knock code is, no, what the knock code is.
If it's assistant store manager, it should be coming under the retail sales supervisor. Again, I'm just guessing. I cannot able to comment properly without looking into your duties, what you perform. But again, what you can do is you can just Google the retail sales supervisor or retail sales manager, copy that, match with your existing duty, what your employer has given you on a letter. If it match with one, that's something which you should be going for.
Okay. All right. Okay, I work is a question from Hardi Soni. As I work as a personal care support worker, as well as an unregulated care provider. So, do I need to add two different knock code, or does it come under 133102?
Again, it depends upon the knock code. Once you identify which is the knock code which you are going under, if both coming at 33102, then you have to just select one. If both are coming under different knock codes, so for example, 44101 and 33102, 44101 is anyhow null and void. So you don't even need to look into that experience because in Express Entry, that experience is not counted. But if someone worked as a 33102 and 42201, then you can mix both the knock codes together and you can opt for any one knock code as a primary occupation.
Hmm. Okay, we have Tisha who's saying, hi, I'm working as a dental assistant 33102. What pathway should I follow?
Depend upon your background, education background, experience background, and your overall CRS point. I would strongly recommend to contact any immigration firm to get your profile evaluated because it's a very broad spectrum. Even if I say express entry, but if you don't have a proper CRS point, that may not work. If I say PNP, but if you don't have a supporting employer, that will not work. So better get your profile evaluated by someone who can look into your profile and then comment whether what is the best option for you. All the best.
All right, to the last 5 minutes, guys. To the last 5 minutes. If you can remember the drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. All right, let's go. Deepu has a question. Hi, my name is Deepu. My work permit is going to expire in Feb. I'm applied under the trade 72100, but didn't get any invitation. Can you suggest any other ways or what other caregiver programs that, or can I apply for any caregiver program status and look for a job in that?
Okay, so Deepu, one and most important thing about you is, man, you waited for the last moment and just relying on one of the knock code of 72100. Very bad. I usually recommend all the CAN family member to work a little bit actively before you even applying for your work permit, or at least after applying for work permit, have a consultation with any immigration firm which can educate, look into your profile and guide you that what all options you have. However,
Mm.
right now in this scenario, still the skilled trade worker, if next year it get revamped and it come back, definitely you have a better option. But if not, you should look into the CEC. That depends upon now your CRS point. And second thing, caregiver program may be possible if you have some kind of a background education or experience. But again, caregiver is a pilot program. It was this year, there was a change then compared to last year. So every year it comes with some changes. So what would be the changes, how it would be, no one knows as of now. But like I said, having that experience, if your CRS point is good and your work permit about to expire, go back home, get a 1 year of experience, improve your FSW score and your IELTS, get a PR and come back. Even if you are after 12th, you still can get a PR even after going back home if you have a foreign work experience. But like I said, don't just take this advice. If you are already working with an immigration firm, go talk to them, understand what are the other options you have, and then make a final decision. All the best.
All right. We have a good question. Is from Ranjana. Ranjana has a question. My employer supports me under both the home care support worker stream and the nursing aid knock. I have more than 6 months of experience. Should I wait to apply for the NSNP after completing 1 year, or can I apply under the home care worker pilot program starting at the end of this March?
Okay, so now that is totally depending upon you, and because now the most important thing is if you go through a PMP, you may get an invitation faster, but your PR would be coming after 2 years. If you go under the pilot program, again, yes, you may able to submit your application by March end itself, but the 2023 application which was submitted, still we are waiting for a decision. So it's almost like 2 years, 2.5 years of a processing time there. And third thing is, if you go through an express entry, if your CRS point is good, you can even touch your PR card by next year. So now it depends upon your profile that how and what are the probabilities of it to get a PR based upon the various factors which I just explained. All the best.
Hmm. All right. Sharon has a question. Is it compulsory to have full-time job in RCP in-demand stream working at NOC 44101 part-time but more than 40 hours a week?
Yeah, so Sharon, you need to have a full-time job. So RCIP or in-demand stream PMP or home care pilot program, these all need full-time permanent jobs only. Even if you're part-time, casual, on-call, you're working for more than 30 hours, it will not work. Only for express entry, the title doesn't matter, the hours only matter. But other than that, everything, you need to have a full-time permanent job.
Hmm. Fluffy Panda. Hi, my name is Amal. When will the immigration count 2 years of experience in the same company? Because I joined as a PSW in Feb 2024 when I was a student, but applied for work permit from May 2024. When can I expect 2 years and how many points?
Hi, Fluffy Panda. Nice name. Amal, your 2 years of experience will be like you will be getting points for your 2 years by April 2026, whereas you should submit your application only in the month of June 2026. So if you can create your profile in April 2026, then you have to wait. If you get an invitation in April itself, still you have to wait until you complete your 24th month and then you can able to submit your application. So Amal, all the best with your 2 years of experience, which will be now completing in next 5 months, 4.5 months. Good.
Yeah, let's go. All right, to the last two questions, Vishnu, for the day. We're gonna wrap it up. Is Akhil Rama Dharma is hello, administrative supportive in my job and trouble figuring out suitable knockout based on my job duties. I have two options 12010 and 13100. Somewhat duties are mixed up in both knockouts. Can you help me?
Okay. Hi, Akhil. Now, these are two totally different knock codes. One is like coming in the tier two, which is the HR kind of thing. One is coming as an office admin. You need to look into which is the most closest one. So let me give you a solution for this. Google both 12010 and 13100. Copy paste both the duties. Okay, so first do the copy paste of the duties of 12010 and copy the duties what your employer is ready to give. Take both the duties, put in chat GPT and say that match it and let me know how much percentage it is matching. It will give you 1%. Second, you can go with a 13100 in the same way. But again, if both are coming around 50, 60, 50, 60%, that means your knock code is diluted. So this is a term which is used when a person doing a multiple jobs like Abin. So if you're doing multiple jobs, yes, your dilution would be there in your knock code. So then you need to ask your employer that, no, I don't want dilution. Just kindly put it only these duties because these are my primary duties. Rest all everything like making coffee, serving everything. Yeah, I'm doing that, but not something which I do like on my letter. So please avoid those kind of basic duties. Try to go with specific to your one of the knock code. That would be my recommendation about all the best.
All right, to the last question. Vishnu, you've been telling everyone, guys, not to trust ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like a baby version of just feeding information. But on the other hand, can also people use ChatGPT in a good way that at least it can help them find out which uh, knock code or tier do they come under?
Yeah, definitely. But again, like I said, you need to ask a right question to ChatGPT. So it's like my team. When I say something in
See,
a proper way,
Vishnu,
then
you
it is
don't
done.
have to reference this. You can just explain to the people without
No, like
impeding.
again, it's very important that they can also understand this. Okay, so now the point is the ChatGPT, when you say something, what sort of question you're asking, it will take its own way. So, like to Abin, if I say, "Are you hungry?" he will never say yes or no. He will say, "Yeah, maybe." But if I say, "No, yes or no, do you wanted to go out for food?" or yes or no, then he will say yes. So, same like that to ChatGPT, whenever you are asking question, like I said, two knock codes, you copy paste the duties, put it together, ask for how much percentage is matching. give you exact information. But
Mhm.
if you are just putting your title and saying that, "Yeah, I'm working as a social service worker, what is my knock code?" It will just give you random information. So again, there is a limitation there. You need to train, you need to tune your ChatGPT in a way that it will give you right information, which is it's technology. Like again, you need to understand the technique, ITs, and those kind of thing to even tune the ChatGPT. It's not which you can even get it in a free version. So guys, stay away from those things. Do your own research. Best thing. Trust your brain more than the electronic.
I mean, that's someone in this era of technology. That's someone you are someone who's telling to think about it in a reverse way.
No, man, again, technology is something made by human brain. Right now, like I said, there was a time when I used to remember a lot of numbers. Now I don't even remember some of the numbers, important numbers. As last day, I literally forgot my wife's name, a wife number, name, not name.
Neymar. Neymar.
No, I don't want to get emotional. No, 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 no. Yeah, so I forgot the phone number. So it's like again, like because we are trusting the like technology that much that we don't even have to use our part of a brain which need to memorize the numbers, do the things. Because right now, if someone asks you, okay, which is good, literally, I see current generation, like after Gen Zs, everyone is right now, they are doing is, if any question problem come to them, they literally ask ChatGPT. Man, ChatGPT is something which don't have an emotion, which don't have a rationale behind it. It will tell you what it see, what it gets, gathers information from everywhere. So trust your brain, train your brain. Otherwise, we are the humans who used to have a tail a long back. Now we don't have a tail because we are not using that. The same way, there might be a time when the brain will not be there if you're not using it. So start using your brain, start doing critical thinking, start doing some brain exercises in early morning. It's really good. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. Your wife will understand that.
Guys,
You engineering students,
I hope today's session was very helpful, and you guys have
session,
found it.
session,
A session was very
session.
informative, and you guys enjoyed it. Guys, if you still have doubt, even after this much of explanation, if you still have doubt, you can always contact us. We have a document review
Just comment below.
consultation.
Just
Or
any
yeah,
of our videos, whenever we put, there is an option that you can comment, give your feedbacks, and always you can always ask your question. Usually, my team like 2 to 3 days maximum, but within 1 to 2 days, you will see reply to all the questions or all the comments what you're putting there. We value your comments, your feedback, and if you still have a doubts, like I said, today's live session it was all about the knock code. Let me tell you one thing. Next week, we are coming live on our YouTube, and that will specifically dedicated to one of the question which I see a lot in this particular live. That is about the PSW codes during your work permit. So yes, we are coming live on our YouTube channel. So if you are the one who really wanted to get an answer that okay, you wanted to do, you already did, you're about to submit your PR application, how to tackle that situation, go to a YouTube page. There is a bell icon. You can click on that. So whenever we start our live, like on Instagram, you automatically get notification. In YouTube, only our subscribers or those individuals who press the bell icon gets a notification. So yeah, next week we are coming. So don't get disheartened. We will be there with you to educate you and make you feel that how easy can be the PR in 2025 and 2026.
that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and
Bye bye and Merry Christmas.
bye, everybody.